Greetings, and in this short video presentation, we're going to see how we go about extracting metadata using Metagoofil. Metagoofil is an information gathering tool designed for extracting metadata from public documents. The type of documents includes PDFs, docs, Excel files, PowerPoints, and other document types. Metadata is information that is stored within the file that is not usually visible to the normal user, but it can be extracted and it can provide some very interesting information about our target. That information can include a list of known users, email addresses, software types, and document locations. Metagoofil should be installed on your installation of Kali, but if it's not, it's just a simple download using the app-get command. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to download and install Metagoofil. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to type into the command prompt here, app-get space install space Metagoofil. I'm going to hit enter, and it just comes back letting me know that the package was already found. Once Metagoofil is installed, you can go ahead and see the options that are available with it by just typing in Metagoofil at the terminal prompt. Now it's important that you read everything about these options because we'll be using most of them. Also, in the examples, there is a metagoofil.py command that is no longer applicable. So you can drop off that .py. If you wanted to run the example, you could do so, but you wouldn't be able to do it with the .pi after Metagoofil. Using the example that we have been provided, we can cross-reference these switches underneath the options that are currently presented to us up on the terminal. For instance, the -D, that is the domain we wish to search. And the example is talking about -D space apple.com. Now the -T is the file types we want to search for. So we type in -T. We're looking for two file types in the example, doc and a PDF. We're also looking at the number of searches to limit the search to. In this case, we're limiting the search to 200. On the next option, the -N, we're saying we only want to download 50 documents or 50 of the results. Now the -O, that is the location where the results or the files will be downloaded. And the -F, that is the results.html file that will be generated for us underneath the home directory. We're now ready to use Metagoofil to conduct a metadata search on IBM.com. And I've told it that I want to look for document types, both doc and PDF. I want to limit my search to 200, and I want to download only 50 documents. I'm also telling it that I want you to save those documents to a folder on my desktop called Metagoofil. I then want you to generate me a results file called results.html, which will be located up inside of my home directory. We're now ready to proceed, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. This search will take some time because IBM does have a lot of information that is publicly available. You have to be patient with the search. So it's going to be downloading 50 documents. You can see that we're on number 12. Again, those documents are going to end up over here inside of my folder on the desktop called Metagoofil. It needs to be pointed out that not every search with Metagoofil is going to be successful. There are a lot of domains out there where you cannot find out anything about them. And so you will not be able to download any documents. And when you go to the results.html file, you'll find that it will be empty. Now it's important that you read everything that pops up on this terminal because it's a lot of good information. In this search, we found 123 files, of which we're going to download 50. Of that 50, 25 will be docs, and the other 25 will be PDFs. Now the results are going to include, hopefully, some email addresses that could possibly be used in something like a phishing attack. These are email addresses that may be important, could be the CEO of the organization or someone higher up that would allow us to make friends with and then send him a drive-by download and have him open up the back door for us with some malware, and then we can come in and have the run of the network. So the search results are all being given to us up here on the terminal, but for brevity's sake, if we go over here to the File Explorer, open this up, and we go into our home directory, which is the default location we get when we open up the File Explorer, you'll see that we have a results.html document. You can open up this document, and everything is going to be presented to us in a real nice format. For instance, we gathered 37 usernames. We gathered information about 35 different pieces of software. We gathered 7 emails, and we found the paths to 12 different servers. So all that information is presented to you in here. Now, if this was an actual target for something criminal, such as a bank or a government agency, and we got these kind of results, it would be very beneficial for us in such a way that we might be able to organize and launch a very successful attack. We have 37 usernames that belong to this target. If we were to use some of our open source intelligence tools, we might be able to find out some information about those 37 users, such as their job, their title, where they work, what their hobbies are, Facebook account, Twitter accounts, things like that that we can use to help us build this attack scenario. So remember, to beat the hacker, you got to think like the hacker. If you're pen testing an organization and you come up with enough information, that organization may be at risk just by the publicly available information that they have posted to the internet. If you'd like to continue on and practice gathering some more information about certain domains, go ahead and delete your results.html. Go ahead and move it over to the trash. You don't need that. And you can also get rid of that folder up on the desktop, and Metagoofil will generate you a new one. That concludes the short video presentation on how we go about gathering information and extracting metadata using Metagoofil. If you have any questions or concerns about this lab or the contents of this video, please do not hesitate to reach out and contact your instructor, and I'll see you in my next video.